Good morning. Good morning. Good morning and happy new year. It is 11 a.m. Today is Monday, January 2nd. I had to look for a minute. It's Monday, January 2nd. Welcome to this week's Duchenne Method Q&A Circle of Creation. Hey, good morning. We have Sabi from Montreuil. France is in the house. New York is in the house. Elise is here. Good morning. Happy New Year. Oh my God, I'm so excited that you're here. Please forgive me. I have a candy. I have a little bit of a cold. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Sally Ann is here. Sally Ann, you are in California, correct? I think you are close to Mount Shasta, California, if I'm not mistaken. Excuse me. I have a candy in my mouth. I have a little bit of a cold. Just got back from Canada. So I might be wiping my nose, um, having a candy. And I'm so grateful that you're here. Welcome to 2023. Welcome to today's live. Today's live, I am going on a little bit of a riff, meaning that I want to have, yes, Sally Ann says, yes, very Northern California. Awesome. Thank you. So we have California, we have New York, we have Montreuil, we have a few folks from Montreal. Welcome, everyone. I'm so glad that you're here, and happy New Year to you. We're going to jump right in. Because 2023 is a new year, and it's a new year filled with possibilities, of course. So if you're on the fence, if you're in a place where you're feeling like I'm having mixed feelings about 2023, I'm not feeling my best today. Hey, hello. Good morning. We have Sofia from Italia that is here. So we have Italy, we have France, we have New York, we have Montreal. Who else is here? Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. Please say hello in the chat. Write your name so I know that you're here. Welcome. Sucking on a candy because I got a little cold. So, hey, Happy New Year, Pranjal. Pranjal is here. Welcome, Pranjal. I'm so happy that you're here. Hey, Michelle Wood is here. Good morning. Michelle, you're in the United States somewhere. I can't remember where. Tell us which state you are joining us from so that I can share with everyone who is here this morning and how we are coming together as a nation, as a community, as people on this planet who want to make a real change. Michelle is in Northwest Arkansas. Awesome. Welcome, Michelle. I'm so happy that you are all here. Thank you for being here. This morning, I want to jump in straight away into talking a little bit about what I have been developing in 2022. So moving into 2023. Now, all of you who are here this morning, if you're feeling a little bit off, if you're feeling like you don't know what's going to happen in 2023, if you have some anxiety around 2023, welcome it all in this space together. Excuse me. I have a little bit of a cold, so please forgive me as I suck on my Ricola and get myself centered. 2023, listen, it's all about what you make of it. It's all about, and I wanted to say to Pranjal, my friend, I too love Robin Sharma. You mentioned him in one of your daily gratitudes or somewhere, and I want you to know that I too love Robin. A wonderful man. And Robin Sharma talks about mastery, and I am all about mastery. I am all about mastery, to go for what you want. The distinction that I want to make in the work that I do is that we approach it with a heart of compassion, that we approach our lives with tenderness, with patience, with tolerance, because we tried the other way through pushing and rushing and criticism. And if we look at the climate in the world, that is clearly not working. That is not working. So today, I'm going to be emphatic in inviting you to really consider three very simple steps that I have been experimenting with over the past 20 years. And those steps, I want to, hey, good morning, Taj. Taj is here. Good morning. And Jeanette was here for a moment. Taj is here. So glad you're here, Taj. Thank you. The other thing I wanted to say, and I wrote this on our Facebook page this morning, we have some super heavy hitters in our group. I really hope that in 2023, you start to engage together, write your daily gratitudes, comment, get to know one another, because I will tell you, there are a lot of you in the group, in the Duchenne Method Facebook group page. You guys are for real. You have extensive experience in life. You have done amazing work. You have worked with some of the top performers, athletes, thinkers in the world. And I am both humbled and super grateful that you're here with me, because this is what I want to create, this type of community where we get to share our perspectives in a way that is mindful and loving, in a way that brings us forward through the vision of optimism and positivity. Optimism and positivity is not a pipe dream. Excuse me. It's the real deal. And so this year, as we move into 2023, no matter how you're feeling, and listen, I am not minimizing those very difficult parts of our lives when we're not feeling great, when we are physically not feeling great, where we are emotionally drained, where we are spiritually absent, right? There are those periods of life. And I want to remind you all that these are periods of life. And I am right there with you. Oh my God. I just went through 5 years of personal emotional transformation. 5 years it has taken me to erupt, right? To kind of rise, have my own phoenix rising. And so it's not necessary for me to go into all of the details, but I will throw some things out here and there, because what I have found is throughout these groups, when we share a little bit more of us personally, when we share vulnerability with one another, we actually deepen our sense of connection. So I want you to take some small steps in sharing vulnerability in this circle. This is a zero bullying, zero criticism environment. I accept none of it. So people who are not in that wavelength just simply won't be here. So I do want to invite you to, excuse me, practice with me. Make sure that you go on the page and write your gratitudes. Do the experiment with me for 12 months. If you don't do it every day, you don't do it every day. Keep coming back. And that's what 2023, I believe, is about. Because in the world, there are seriously opposing poles, isn't it? So people feel a certain way very strongly about a certain way, and other people feel very strongly about something else. Now, this is nothing new. This has been going on since the beginning of time. And I want to offer you the option of doing things differently in 2023. And those 3 tools that I mentioned to you before that I want to share with you, it's what I've been working on, observing, looking at over the past 20 years of my career, and certainly in my personal private practice as a Hellerwork structural integration practitioner. This deep work of personal emotional transformation that is done through touch, through alignment of your physical structure, which I bloody hell love. You know why I love it? Because we're dealing with matter. We're dealing with the body. We're dealing with our physiology. We're dealing with bones. We're dealing with operations, surgeries, the very real stuff of what we are made of, understanding that this is the tool, this is the vehicle for growth, for evolution. Because inside this casing, inside of this flesh suit, this miraculous flesh suit, we have emotions, we have ideas. Our spirit, our life force lives in this flesh suit. We are complex beings. And what I've learned is that if we can focus on positivity, optimism, possibility, that becomes the norm in your life. That becomes the movement in your life. Through anything, through cancer, through death, through sickness, there's a shift, a major consciousness shift that occurs. And my friends, we're in it. We are in it. We are in the arms of the transformational shift of the feminine energy. This is what the feminine is. It's about creativity. It's about communicating. It's about gatherings. It's about vulnerability. It doesn't mean women. It means feminine energy. We all have masculine, feminine energy, and we are in the transformation, in the abyss of the feminine transformation right now. So I want you to join me and to jump in and to have the courage to be energetic, to prime yourself every morning and listen. Yes, and do it. Yes, thank you, Sally. Sally's giving me an amen. Give me an amen. Participate with me now. There are so many tools at the fingertips of our little hands here that we can shift, that we can move forward. Look at what happened this year in the news, right? In Hollywood. Will Smith, The Slap by Will Smith, Twitch. If any of you are not familiar, Twitch was just an amazing human being who I had the privilege of meeting when I was in Los Angeles in my California days as a dancer. And you never know what people are going through. We just simply don't know, which doesn't mean that we condone irrational or mean or critical behavior. That's not what I'm saying. I'm inviting you into raising our consciousness. I am inviting you into daring to be kind, to be loving, to fully embody your life force. Come on, what are we waiting for? We're only going one way, and that's towards death. And I don't mean that in a morbid way. I just mean that in a real way. So let your light, for God's sakes, let your light shine through. Come out wherever you are. Hey! We have Mexico in the house. Charles-Alexis Desgagnés is here with us. Charles-Alexis Desgagnés is a creative leader who did the creative leadership coaching with me in 2020 during COVID. He also has a dance company in Montreal called Les Sans Papiers, of which I am the vice president on his executive committee, and I'm super proud of the honor to be doing so. And Janelle is here. They're both in Mexico. Janelle is also a creative leadership coach, dancer, choreographer, deep thinker, beautiful woman. Welcome all. Yes, Les Sans Papiers. So welcome. We have French, we have Italian, we have Spanish, we have English, we have a lot going on in this group right now. And as I was saying before, today we're going to focus on those three pieces that I have been exploring with. And some of you know this because you've been with me along the way. So there are three things that I would like to invite you into 2023. And I really would love for you to share back and forth. What are you feeling as I am sharing this with you? Not so much what you're thinking, but what are you feeling in your body? We're going full on physiology in 2023, friends. We're going body, mind, spirit. We're going deep in 2023. The first thing I want you to connect with is your body. Your body, your food, the water, what you listen to, what you are putting into physically into your body. Are you moving on a daily basis? And stay tuned because I'm going to have daily videos coming up very shortly. I've been working a lot on getting this stuff together in 2022 because it is the reason for vibrancy in our lives. It is the reason, movement. And many of you know this because you're movers, you're dancers. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be in a dance class, but to move, to be in harmony with movement and in nature, to bring yourself, excuse me, to the source of Mother Earth, of the energetic field of Mother Earth, Father Sky, and everything in between. Michelle Wood says, feeling light and grounded. Awesome. Michelle Wood, who is on our call right now. Michelle is correct me if I'm wrong, Michelle is a death doula. She helps people to transition. Michelle used to be a nurse. Am I right, Michelle? Did I get that right? And she moved into being a death doula. She works with people who are dying. You see the quality and richness of people on this call today. Thank you for being here, for sharing. Yes, that's what Michelle does. Exactly. So we have birthing doulas, we have death doulas, we have incredibly creative people who are daring. For example, Alexi and Janelle are in Mexico for 5 weeks. He just decided, oh, I'm going to go to Mexico for 5 weeks and immerse myself in the sun and the sand and the sea for my creative input. And why did he do that? Just because he did. He decided, oh my God, I'm going to go to Mexico for 5 weeks. I'm like, really? Okay. So this is someone who's tapping into his life force. So I want to ask you to come down from the bleachers, come down and get on the field with me. Get into your body, get into health. Don't wait. Nothing is happening in society. Nothing is really happening. It's just a lot of nonsense. It's just a lot of posing. And I'm inviting you to get messy and dirty and get into your life, for God's sakes. What are we waiting for? No more. Okay? No more. Feeling warm, sleepy, and present. Sabi. Thank you, Sabi. Feeling warm, sleepy, and present. Yeah, I think it's 6 hours later where you are still early. Okay. So here we go. 3 things, 2023. Please, please, please. Number 1. And this is what I call the proprietary system of the Duchenne method. Where did I get it? I got it from my creative source. I got it from me. I got it from 30 years of coaching experience, 20 years in practice, again, in coaching and body work, with a plethora of courses underneath my belt, like many of you, but in the practice of it. So I just made it up. I branded my name, the Duchenne method. Duchenne means of the oak. It's an oak tree. It communicates through the roots to hundreds of millions of other trees, supports them when they're sick, nurtures them when they're dying. That's why I wanted to brand my name, because it means something to me. Clearly, it's my name, but it's also all of my ancestors behind me. So if you want to call whatever you're doing, if you're an entrepreneur and you're looking for a name and you're shy about using your name, I'm going to encourage you to do that. And I'll tell you, it took me almost a decade. Some of you here might even know this because you've been around me for that long. I was so shy to use my name. I didn't want to use the Duchenne method because I was too egotistical. I had all these. And then I was like, dude, just do what you got to do. But it took almost a decade for me to decide that. So wherever you are, what you want to do, what you want to shift and change in your life, hey, for God's sake, do it. Do not listen. Do not listen to what people have to say. If they're minimizing you, if they're not supporting you, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, let them go. Connect here. Connect with us. Connect with someone who's going to tell you, hey, do it. Move forward. Get into your life force. Stop waiting for things to change in order for you to get into a better place. You want to make more money? Let's go. I'm your girl. I will help you. I will coach you. I will support you right here, free of charge, right? So whatever it is that you're stuck with, that you're kind of struggling with, be in the struggle, love your struggle, be in conversation with your struggle. Just do not disconnect. Don't go away. Anytime somebody takes their lives, it's usual because they go in isolation. They find themselves by themselves. And listen, depression and mental health is real, and people lose their lives because they've completely isolated. And I'm begging you, pay attention to those in your life that might be going through something like that. Keep connecting with people. Bring yourself into the space of another. Support them. And here we go into step number 1 of the Duchenne method proprietary system. 1, acknowledgement. Acknowledgement. First and foremost, to yourself. every single day. I am. I am proud of the work that I'm doing. I'm going to give myself another chance. I'm going to support myself into moving into this next step. I see that I'm trying really hard. I appreciate all of my energy. I appreciate what I am doing. I am grateful for my health. I am grateful that I have ideas, and I'm going to keep persevering. Be persistent. Do not give up. Acknowledgement, number one, by far, the most effective tool in all communication skills. You tell me if I'm wrong. You go ahead. You write in the comments and you tell me if I'm wrong. Whenever you are in the presence of another and someone acknowledges you, oh, Michelle, and I'm sorry if I'm not seeing your name and I'm not calling out your name, know that it's just because I can't see your name. I think Calvin Booker is here. Calvin, wonderful, wonderful. Calvin Taj, thank you for being here. Check in with me. Acknowledgement whenever you're in a place. Sally Ann is here. Alexi, Janelle, Michelle, Sabi, Elise, Sophia, Pranjal. Who else is here? If you don't write your name, I won't see it. But just know that I'm acknowledging you. When you're in a space and people acknowledge you, you feel seen, you feel heard, you feel loved. Let me tell you, someone once told me the worst thing that you could do to another human being is to ignore them. The worst thing that you can do to another human being is to ignore them. When you do it intentionally, right? You ignore someone intentionally. That is the worst thing because you're saying, I don't exist. I'm not important. You ignore them in conversation. You just change your direction. Now, just be clear about what I'm saying about that is not ignoring someone who is hurtful. Yes, then we need to create space. What I'm saying is when you're in a room and you are not acknowledged, tell me, how does it feel? Thank you, Calvin. Ha ha ha. Thank you, love. I love being here. Me too. Feeling grounded, integrated, and alert. Buddy, 2023 coming in strong and clear. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Buddy Valdez is here. We have several countries, languages, all in one space at one time. Acknowledgement. Thank you for acknowledging me, for commenting, for saying good morning, for having the courage to put your name out there and saying hello, for letting go of all of the thoughts in your head that might be, well, I don't want to be on this call, or I don't want to say who I am. Hey, if that's what's happening for you, that's okay too. I love and invite you anyways. I don't care about that. I care about you choosing to acknowledge yourself every single day. And when you're in a room with other people, here's the thing. Hey, Nicole, yay! I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. Welcome, Nicole. Nicole Antoon Jackson, another structural integrator, an incredible woman, structural integrator. Excuse me. I'm reading acknowledgement feels like being respected and heard. Yeah. Feeling ignored feels like not existing in a way. Sadiq. Exactly, Sadiq. Another creative leader. I'm very proud of you guys, right? So yeah, listen, choose to acknowledge people in your life. Choose to remember people's names. This is a huge tool. When you're in a circle, practice remembering people's names. And if you show up somewhere and you've seen the person a few times in an environment, could be a student in a large class. Some of you teach a lot of people, or you meet someone somewhere and you forget their names. For God's sakes, just say, oh my God, I'm so happy to see you. I'm sorry, I forgot your name. I just said this yesterday at the gym. One of my favorite instructors at Equinox, right? I go to the gym, right? I'm training. He was there with his partner, his husband. And I see his husband all the time, but I don't think I've ever asked him his name. And we see each other all the time. And I just said, I'm so sorry. I don't know your name. And then he says, Tim. And I said, Tim, thank you. It's so good to meet you. So make sure that you respond, that you call people out by their names. Remember people's names. Become an agent of acknowledgement in your life. Your students. Thank you, Alexi. Yes, amen to that. These are tools that are leveraging your consciousness. These are tools that are making you a more benevolent, loving, generous person. And how easy is it really to remember someone's name? Good morning, Chantal. Good morning, Jose. Good morning, Robert. Good morning, Pranjal. Good morning, Robin. Remember people's names and make an effort when you are in an environment to really call them out by their names. It makes us feel very loved and special. And let's move in that direction, shall we? Shall we stop all the nonsense? The gossiping, the backstabbing, ying, 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 ying. My friends, this is not what this group is about. And it's okay if you've done it in the past. God knows I have. And now it's a new day. We get to begin again. Okay. Yes. Awesome. Thank you for sharing, you guys. I appreciate it. Okay. So acknowledgement is number one, right? We want to acknowledge ourselves first and foremost on a daily basis. Shower yourself with love and acknowledge others. Acknowledge nature when you're walking in a forest. Say hello to the trees, to the clouds, to the sky, to the sun, to the sea. This is what heals us. There's nothing stupid about talking to nature. We are nature. She actually is looking at us. She is actually looking at how we are behaving in the world. So think about that we are being witnessed every single day. I'm being witnessed by my plant right here. You know what I mean? This is alive. There is life. So if you plug into life, what tends to happen is that even in death, we can see life moving. It's powerful. I'm talking from a dissection perspective, being in laboratories with forms, dead forms, for many years. And there's still life moving through bodies, even in death. So acknowledgement of your environment, of people, yourself first, your environment, people, children, animals. Acknowledge, acknowledge, acknowledge. Number two. So the first thing we do is we acknowledge with ourselves and with others, with our environments. We are in life. We are in life. We are connected to life in all forms. And then what do? Well, we engage, right? Acknowledgement is naturally an engagement. And then we go a little step further and we move into engagement. And what does engagement mean? Engagement means communicating with another person at their level. Okay, so full disclosure. I love so much talking to nature. I observe, I feel happier and more love within when I acknowledge nature, Sebi. Yes, my love. I certainly know that you do because you are a flower. You really are. Sebi is like the sunshine. Anybody who knows her will agree with me. Okay, engagement. What does it look like? Engagement looks like you being at the same level of another person you're communicating with, pausing to feel their energy so that you might be able to support them, which is our third step. I'm a little bit ahead of time. Engagement through support so that they feel loved and seen and met where they are. So the full disclosure is that this is not a beginner's class. This is for those of you, all of you who are here today. You have experience in your life. You're either teachers or practitioners, lovers of life. You have experience. So this is not a 101 course. I'd like to say it's more towards 201, 301, because I already expect that you have this level of consciousness, right? That you are already open to this type of conversation. And so what I'm inviting you into is to engage with others in a way that supports them. Because in supporting others in this way, we are leveraging ourselves. You're out of your ego id about what's in it for me and much more about what's in it for us. We, us, 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 us. Engagement with the world around you through the art of mindful communication, which means your language. And all you have to remember for now is a generous language, is a language of love, of support. Hey, good morning, Isabella. I'm so grateful that you're here. How was your new year? I'm engaging. How was it with your family? And even if the other person says something like, oh my God, I hate the holidays. It's hard. I don't like being into it. Instead of trying to pep them up, try to just hold space for them without necessarily having to answer, because engagement is, of course, also nonverbal. Engagement is about accepting someone where they are. And that's how you become, I believe, a better human being. And for those of you who are coaches and teachers, well, the idea is to hold space, which is a big part of our practice, is it not, Sally Ann, Nicole, and whoever else is here that is a bodywork practitioner, right? Or a hello work practitioner? Does it not help to hold space for another person when they show up in our space? It changes everything because people feel loved. Don't you want to be held when you're in the space of another? Because then there's all this electricity that shows up because you feel loved, they feel loved. Well, what happens? We go into this incredible energetic field of alignment, and then it goes vertically, and then of course it goes horizontally. It moves beyond us. Energy is contagious. So as you engage with another person through your heart of compassion, and I'm very animated, I'm very enthusiastic, I'm energetic, I'm animated. Maybe you're not like that. Maybe you're much calmer. Maybe you speak more slowly. Maybe you're more of an introvert. Fantastic. We love you. Whole complete. Do what you do. Be who you are. Just start to explore into the areas around feeling the subtlety of other people's energies. Because at the end of the day, we're all healers. I truly believe that. It's just about refining your tools as healers, whether you are a teacher in a school, whether you're a mom, whether you're a writing coach, whether you are a public speaking coach, whether you are working in a university or you are doing more of a corporate job. Your light carries endless amounts of ground. So when you choose to acknowledge and engage with people, you are bringing your light into that environment. And that, my friends, is how we're going to shift this global craziness that's going on. There is nothing more effective than positivity and optimism and the philosophy of possibility. Why? Because it raises our level of energy, because our consciousness raises as we practice these tools. Anyone who tells you, oh, these are pipe dreams, no, they're not pipe dreams. These are people who say they are pipe dreams because it's too much bloody work, because it's harder to be optimistic and generous and loving, because we're humans and we have opinions and judgments, and we want to poo-poo on people because they look better than you do on any given day, or there's a jealousy component in that. That's fine. That's a human energetic sensation. That's an emotion. That's fine. But what are you going to choose to tap into? The jealousy, or recognizing why you have jealousy, which is usually because someone looks better, has more money, is smarter than you are. There's a component in that. So to normalize these emotions and sensations, it's okay that you're jealous. There's nothing wrong with being jealous. But with time, you want to shift that jealousy into admiration, into going, wow, that person really has their proverbial SHIT together. Let me look at what they're doing and see if I might be able to walk in their shoes. And never judge a book by its cover, because you don't know how much work or whatever person has gone through in order to get to where they are. So I'm inviting you into releasing the limited belief systems of judgment, of criticism, of gossiping. Stop it. Why? Instead, get curious about the other person. Engage with them. Engage. Ask open-ended questions. See where they're at. Become the practical psychologist from your end of things. Open your heart. Develop your subtleties. Develop energetic subtleties, right? Your vision of insight. That's so much more interesting than looking at someone and because they're this or they're that or they did this wrong. Hey, if that's what happened, then walk away. You always have the choice. Don't stay in relationships and environments that are toxic. You hear it all the time. And you have to have a lot of courage, especially when they're close-knit circles, to move out of those environments, because it requires a lot of self-development work, mind, body, spirit, and emotionally. That's harder than criticizing or minimizing or saying this or that about the other person. And hey, I'm absolutely guilty of this as well. Okay. So I'm not saying I've never done it. No, I do it. I'm a human being. I look at something and I'll judge it and I'll say, that's wrong. And then I'll tap in and I'll go, Anne-Marie, what's wrong about it? And then I'll talk to myself and I'll go, well, there might be a lack of compassion here, or might be a lack of generosity there. And then I looked at myself and I say, have I always been compassionate and generous? Hell to the no. So I'm just saying, can we just be honest with ourselves as we move into this new year? And if you feel like you're off balance and you don't feel great and you don't want to hear about positivity, it's not about hearing about positivity. It's about you tapping in to the option and choice that you have to evolve yourself into a better state of being. And I know what I'm talking about because I've been there, and bloody hell, it's no fun. It's no fun when we don't feel good. So this circle is about holding each other up. This circle is about you showing up exactly as you are, not feeling well. You might be blue. You might be going through a really rough time, and still knowing that when you show up here, you're going to be loved and accepted exactly as you are. Why? Because if you are in this type of circle, there's a very, very high probability that you're going to go out into the world and do exactly what's happening in this circle amongst us. And that, my friends, is how we resolve what's going on globally. Okay, this is how we get rid of wars. But it requires acknowledgement, engagement, and what? What's the third thing? What's the third thing? Support. Support. Good morning. I'm not Narcisa. Oh, wow, Narcisa, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Narcisa is a shamana from Ecuador, a beautiful woman that I had the great pleasure and privilege of meeting. What an array of extraordinary people we have here this morning. Thank you for being here with me. Somebody said, good morning. I'm sorry, honey, I can't see your name. So if you just joined, you can put your name in there so I know who you are, can call you by name. Thank you. Narcisa, I'm thrilled. Bienvenido. Man, oh man, this is fantastic. Okay, support, right? What does support look like to you? Write it in the comments. What does support look like to you? I'll tell you what support looks like to me. Support looks like to me, all of you putting comments in there, making me feel good, making me feel like there's a reason why I started these lives, right? There's a reason why we're here together. So thank you. Thank you for supporting me, right? It's important also to say thank you to your clients. Say thank you to your students. Maria. Oh, Maria Malmstrom. This is great. Maria, I think you are in Switzerland. Am I correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. Good morning, sweetheart. Maria, another extraordinary dancer whom I've known for, I don't know, probably 15 years. Natalie Geld, another genius, incredibly beautiful woman. Oh my God, I'm so happy. Support is what you are giving us every day, every Monday especially. Thank you, Pranjal. Yes, Sweden. Maria is in Sweden. Thank you for writing. Thank you for saying that you're here. Wow, I'm truly humbled by the quality and level of person that is here today. Thank you for your support. That's what it looks like. That's what support looks like. Showing up for one another. Leanne, hey, Martinique is in the house, everybody. I don't know, how many countries do we have? Or like, I don't know, a bunch of them, bunch of languages. Good morning. Bonjour, Leanne. Welcome. Thank you for being here with me. So I was talking about 3 important components that I want to invite you to be with, to move into 2023. I talked about acknowledgement to self, acknowledgement towards others, and how important it is. Remember people's names. Hey, good morning, this one or that one. Remember Robert, remember Stephen, remember Stephanie, remember all of their names. When you go to Starbucks, when you go to the bank, look at their name tags, call them by their name. Acknowledgement makes people feel seen and loved and recognized. The second one is engagement. You want to engage on a much deeper level. Put your backs into it, for God's sakes. Engage in your life force, in your presence. And then engage with others by becoming more subtly aware, attuned to other people's energies. Don't sit back. The days of sitting back are over, my friends. They're over. We want to move into, engage with people. Feel where they're at, hold space for them lovingly. And it doesn't always have to be so energetic in the way that I'm doing. Your way is fantastic. If you're calm, if you're poised, if you're more of an introvert, if your voice is lower, if you speak more slowly, fantastic. Do you, boo? Do you? Okay. Charles Alexis says, support to me is accountability, courage, and showing up. 100%. 100%. Showing up, accountability, and courage. Yeah, it takes a lot of courage to be a supportive person, because a lot of the time you have to move outside of your own comfort zone to support another. And what does that mean? Well, it takes time, it takes energy, it takes focus, and it means that you are selfless on some level. You are focusing on others. So support is the third component of what I wanted to invite you into exploring into 2023. Why? Because I believe that we can become an army, a beautiful, loving, positive, optimistic army of humans who are raising consciousness on a global scale. I think there are, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 countries here today, probably half as many languages spoken by you who are on this post today. An army of light workers moving us into another era. Stop sitting back, y'all. This is not what this is about. This is about stepping in, becoming aware, becoming engaged in your life from your heart. And you're going to make a ton of mistakes along the way. God knows I do every single day. By the way, 2022 was a great year for me. You know why? Because I made endless amounts of mistakes, especially with my lives, with my technology, with my assistant, with my virtual team, with hiring people, with talking about events, with things not happening, with other things happening too quickly. It's what it is. But you got to be willing to lift up your sleeves and get messy. If it's going to be too cute and perfect all the time, nothing's really happening. We're not changing. So finally, support. Who's here? Bon matin. Bon matin. Bon matin. My sister-in-law, Christiane, from Louisville, Quebec, is here. Now, Christiane and Gérald, if you've been here with me, all of you know that she is my sister-in-law and my brother. They're here almost every Monday. Why? I think they love me. They support me. They're my family. It's not as if they don't know who I am. And here they are. Almost every Monday they show up. Merci d'être ici. I love you both. Bonne année. I had a wonderful time with them, by the way, in Quebec. I just got back a few days ago. Who else is here? Support equals witnessing, acknowledging, listening without having to fix. Yes, Elise, thank you. Elise Di Paola, who is also on this page, is a biodynamic craniosacral therapist in New York City. Look her up. Google Elise Di Paola. Elise, write down your website, please. Write down your website for me right now so I can share it with people who are in New York who might want to have a biodynamic craniosacral therapy session, which is transformative. Elise is a rare gem, an incredible therapist. So I want to invite you to look her up. Okay, Elise's website is nyyogalab.com. nyyogalab.com. Look her up. Elise is a client of mine. She has become quickly a friend as well, and is just an extraordinary therapist. Yes, Leanne, light workers of the new era. That's what we're doing here, my friends. That's what 2023 is going to look like. We're going to move into acknowledgement. We're going to engage with one another from a heart of compassion. Excuse me. From a heart of compassion. We're going to be as we are. We're going to accept ourselves as we are. We're going to be how we are, fully imperfect. We're going to dig deeper within the heart of our being, into the soul of our being, because, hey, if we don't do it, ain't nobody going to do it. Do not sit on the sidelines waiting for transformation to occur. It's not how it works. It is about beautiful blood, sweat, and tears. And you know what? I'm not afraid of blood, sweat, and tears. Are you? Let me know. Let me know. Are you afraid of blood, sweat, and tears? If you are, don't worry, I got your back. But I know a bunch of you here are not afraid of blood, sweat, and tears in the best way, right? Meaning get into action. Janelle says, support to me is the quality of presence from a heartfelt place. Support to me is the quality of presence from a heartfelt place. Thank you, Janelle. That's beautiful. I totally 100% agree. And yes, Elise, if not now, then when? So you have options here with me today. You have options here. You can show up every day or as often as you can on the Duchenne Method Facebook group page. Write your gratitudes. Write your appreciations. What are you appreciative for? And for those of you, by the way, who have been with me writing every day or almost every day, you have to think about it, don't you? You have to slow down and think about, well, what am I grateful for today? I can't write that I'm grateful for my cat every single day, although you can. But, it requires effort, my friends. There's nothing that comes without effort. And effort is a good thing. Effort and practice and involving ourselves in our lives and becoming better humans, raising our levels of consciousness, acknowledging ourselves and others, engaging from a deeper, a more subtle place so that you're feeling into the other person, that you support them, that you listen with more clarity. And I'm saying you, but I'm talking about me too. Everything I'm sharing with you, I'm practicing as well. This is why we're here. And thirdly, to support one another. Support one another moving forward in 2023. Who in your life can you support better in your life in 2023? For sure, I can speak with, so Charles-Alexis de Gagné is here with me, right? He's on the call with us today. So Charles-Alexis, for example, just started his company in Montreal, his dance company, Les Sans Papiers. By the way, it's going to blow up. I just know it because that's how Charles-Alexis rolls, as well as Janelle, by the way. And so the thing with Charles-Alexis is that he doesn't wait. He creates opportunities for people. And in fact, he created an opportunity for dancers last year. Yeah, last year. He put it on Facebook. If you want to work with me, here's what we're going to do. It was an intensive. He had a show at the end of it. The guy did everything. He set it up. And of course, people paid to be part of this activity. And for many people, there was criticism around the fact that he was asking for money. Now, I'm just going to say, hey, if you want to be part of something that's worthwhile and that means anything, it's probably going to cost you a little money. So start putting your pennies away for you to invest in something that is worth it for you. Do not expect to work with incredibly talented people, grounded people, loving people, spiritually awake people, and expect that it's going to be free. No, stop that. Life is not free. I need to pay my rent. You need to pay your rent. We need money to support one another. So start to see money as energy so that you might invest in something for yourself this year that is worth it to you. And I'll tell you something else. And my creative leaders on this page will really hear this because they went through this experiment with me. If you're not a little bit scared, if you're not a little bit nervous when you invest a certain amount of money in something that you want to partake in, the dream is probably not big enough. Fear is just excitement without breath. So have the courage to invest in yourself in 2023. A bunch of you here have done that with me, and I am forever grateful to you for having trusted me and having been a support system with me along the way. Because the way that I work a lot is in co-creation. I like to work with you as co-creators so that I'm sharing with you some tools. I share with you my gifts, right? My talents, what I'm really good at. I love to do this type of work. I'm supportive. I have curriculum. I have exercises. I have things that I love to share and see people actually grow into, succeed into, because my joy comes from seeing you succeed. You might also be that way. So start to really think about what's worth it to you. And then think of money as an energetic source that it's possible. It is possible to get and tap into what you want. Does it make sense? Can I get an amen? Can I get a 1 in the comments if this is making sense to you? Yeah, give me a little bit of feedback. Let's make this a little interactive, even though I know I'm mostly talking. But give me a 1, give me a yes, give me an amen. Leanne says, yeah, I see money as an exchange. We're paying not only the service, but all the experience, knowledge the person had to go through to reach the level he's delivering today. Exactement, ma chérie. Exactement. So when you're paying money for something and it's a little bit more than usual, you're not paying for that person in that moment. You're paying for the 30, 20, 30, 40 years of experience behind them. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to invest in your dream, my friends. I have spent so much money in my life on certifications and workshops and retreats. I just did a bunch of them last year also in Mexico to support myself, to heal myself. Don't be afraid to invest in yourself, my friends. It's so important to understand that money is energy and that you have the power. You have the power to move into creating more money, more balance, more alignment, more freedom in your life. And if you're not a little bit scared, it's probably not a big enough dream. Okay, I'm going to put it right out there because you know what it's like, oh my God, I'm spending thousands of dollars into this thing and you get nervous about it. Good. If it's not making you nervous, it's probably not big enough. Okay, thank you. I got a bunch of 1. Yes, thank you. Think of money as currency, as current movement, like electricity and water, tides, flow. Oh, Elise, I love you. How poetic is that? Elise says, think of money as currency, current, movement, electricity and water, tides, flow. Beautiful, Elise. Thank you. Elise is someone who I know personally has invested a lot of money in a program with me. And here she is today. And here she is continuing to expand into her life. So thank you, Elise, for sharing that. Shalalexi says, ooh, it's a motherfucking yes, he says. If the trolls are showing up, you are in the right direction. Yes. So part of that is when people criticize you. And I certainly have had my share of that. And I'm quite sure Shalalexi has as well. You got to move through the trolls, right? Excuse me. If you get offended, trolls are, for those of you who don't know, just people who want to criticize you. And it's so common now because we're on social media. Hey, listen, if you don't like something, please don't write it on social media. Don't go on social media to say, I don't like this or this is stupid. This is the big downfall of social media, where you feel that you can just voice yourself regardless. No, that's not a higher consciousness move. I'm sorry, pulling it back. Do not criticize people on social media. If you can do anything on social media, support, acknowledge, engage, and support people. Do not criticize people, even if all of you is against what they're writing. Nobody cares. You're behind a veil, an unseen scenario, and that only gets you caught up into the toxicity of the trolling. So that's just a little piece of advice, because a lot of people do that and it's completely mindless and heartless. There's nothing in there. There's no food in there. So if you're going to write anything about anyone, anywhere on social media, 3 things. What are they? Acknowledge them, engage with them from a beautiful, loving space, and support them. If you can't do those 3 things, don't write a comment. Okay? That's the practice, my friends, for 2023. Who's up? Who's on? Who's with me? Caitlin, Jenny is here. Hi, Jenny. Thank you, Jenny, for being here. Jenny's another one who's here almost every week. Thank you, Jenny. And she has 3 children. She's married with 3 children, and she has been supporting me for years. I think I've known Jenny for, I don't know, 30 years. Long time in New York City. Okay, my friends, we're up at the end of our almost hour. Finally. Again, next Monday, we're on 11 a.m. I'm going to let you know what that's going to be this week. But I'm serious about 2023. I want to remind you to really focus on those 3 aspects of your life: acknowledgement, engagement, and support. That is what I am calling the foundation for the Duchamp method. And why am I doing anything called the Duchamp method? Because it's my name, because I'm proud of it, because it's an hope, because it has you. that reaches hundreds of thousands of other teams in supporting them and giving them nutrition and being present for them and helping to heal them. And it's reciprocal. Oh, look at that. It goes out and it comes back. So that's what this group is about. It's about acknowledgement, engagement, and support. And I encourage you to come on the Facebook group, the Duchamp Method, private Facebook group page, write the gratitude on a daily basis, do the experiments with me for 12 months. If you skip a day, begin again. No blame shame. You keep moving forward. If you know anyone who might benefit from being here with us, please invite them to request to be part of the group. So when you send someone to me, they don't automatically become part of the group. I send them a little note and I say, hey, thank you for being here and your interest in joining the Duchamp Method Facebook group page. Why would you like to join our group? And then I wait for people to respond, and then we see if it's a match. So I do a little bit of a screening, but of course, if you refer them to me, or if I know you, you get approved. And then I make a point. What do I do whenever there's a new person that joins our group, by the way? You have a few seconds to answer. What do I do when there's a new person that joins our group? Any answers? If you're on the Facebook group page, what is the first thing I do when a new person joins the group? I'm waiting another second. Yes, I acknowledge them. You are the winner. Thank you. Stephanie. Stephanie is here. Thank you, Stephanie. Yes, Nicole, acknowledge. Yes, I welcome them. Acknowledgement, engagement, support. Those are the three things I'm going to be focusing on 100% this year in different forms, in different ways, through mindful communication, of course, language, and also through body alignment, through the physiology, through your heart source, through your heart of compassion. Stephanie writes, I'm in and out during this. Thanks, I am. I can probably refrain from trolling this year. I hope. I formally engaged in both political battles as well as biting back when people insulted my friends' comedy shows. Then I got personally insulted for my own singing presentations. I'm going to try, Anne-Marie. This is so hard. Thank you for trying, Stephanie. That's all I'm asking. Because as soon as you get, Stephanie, as soon as you get into this rigmarole of criticizing another, or if you're in political battles, that's a scary one. But if you really want to raise your level of consciousness, what was it that Ram Dass said? If you really want to see if you're evolved, go spend a weekend with your family. It's about the same thing. So if you're getting involved in political conversations or battles online, that is tough, you guys, because that is probably one of the lowest level of consciousness that people engage in. Not saying that you are unconscious, Stephanie. I'm just saying those environments are cesspools of trolling, of being unkind, of taking sides. This is not what this group is about. So thank you for trying, Stephanie. I love you. I appreciate you for being here. Yes, you welcome warmly the new members. Yes, Sabi, and invite the community to welcome them too. Yes, Liane, merci, merci, merci. So I invite them, and then I invite you to invite them too. It's an inclusive, it's an us. Okay. Jenny gave me a smile. William, oh my God, William, you're here. Okay, William K. William, I hope I'm not going to embarrass you, but I just got to say couple of short things. William K. is a structural integration practitioner in New York City. I don't know if you call yourself that, William, anymore, but he's an extraordinary man and body worker, someone that I have hugely benefited from meeting and being in conversations with. A beautiful man. I am so grateful you're here. I love you, William. Thank you for giving me the thumbs up. I appreciate your support and your love. Thank you immensely. I love you. I love you too. I don't know who wrote that, but I love you too. William was a new welcome. Yeah, Jenny, exactly. William was a new welcome as of this morning, and William is here with us today. A beautiful practitioner. William, I don't know if you have a website, but if you do, I always invite you to give me your websites. If you're practitioners in New York City or anywhere in the world and you want to share what you do, please share with me so I can share with them. You are a blessing, as you, my friend, as you. William is wonderful. Oh, Elise, do you know William? I love it. I love it. Okay, my friends, time is up. I got 1 minute. I love you. Thank you for being here. Blessings. I will see you next Monday, 11 a.m. right here. Kisses. Bye.